Nigga, that's fine. 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 Nigga, that's fine.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to this is Red Cynical Team. My host here to the sign off and imitate another duplicated superstar, Tim Vicious, and well, it is the most important Raw of the year, the go-home Raw to WrestleMania. It was in the ThunderDome, and well, before we get into the show, we're going to talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind, and the big highlights from last week's SmackDown, well, Edge cut a really nice promo talking about on how, you know, Daniel Bryan literally just jumped in and interjected himself into it because he feels like he may not have any more. He may not have many more WrestleManias after this. Boo fucking who? Nobody ever knows if they got a fucking WrestleMania in them. I mean, hell, for crying out loud. Plenty of guys never know if they're going to have a WrestleMania in them. I mean, honestly, seriously underutilized talent. Fit Finlay is a hell of a performer. Only WrestleMania I can think of that he was ever involved with was, honestly, that Money in the Bank one. Was that WrestleMania where he did a Money in the Bank match, and the only reason he sticks out is because the thought was, how the fuck are you going to have Fit Finlay or Ric Flair trying to do a ladder match at WrestleMania of all fucking places? You know? Nobody knows. So Daniel, get off that fucking high horse. That shit don't fucking float. Other than that, now that I got that off my chest, other than that, other big highlights, they did an 8-man tag, which was basically a way to announce that this coming Friday, they're going to do a Fatal 4-Way on SmackDown for the tag titles. Rude and Ziggler, Ray and Dominic, Otis and Chad against the Street Profits. All going against each other. Yeah. Sami Zayn had had a red carpet premiere for his trailer for his documentary, which really hoping that they put on Peacock, because that would just seriously be fucking cool if they did that. And, you know, he had Logan Paul there with him, and listen, I am very much so like a lot of other people when it comes to him. He's a very polarizing name where you either love him or hate him. I am on the I can't stand the motherfucker train, you know, but I get it. He's a big name, and he brings in outside eyes. No different than Bad Bunny, you know? Do I like the idea of doing the celebrities like that? Nah, not really. And I'm talking about just bringing them in this sense of, well, hey, let's get this one because they're a red hot name. You know, whether it's good or bad. But, you know, I get it. I do. I'm not a fan of it, but I get it. It's business. But yeah. Had that. It ended with KO stunning Sammy and then just shoving Logan Paul away. And then they announced on Raw that Paul is going to wind up being at Mania for it, sitting ringside watching. And yeah, and also Apollo Crews officially wanted the match with him and Big E at WrestleMania to officially be a Nigerian drum battle, which, not gonna lie, the concept, the name alone makes it sound interesting, but in reality it's just a souped up way to say a no DQ match. So yeah. Either way, honest to goodness, I'm excited for this year's Mania more than anything, more so because I am fucking dying to see a wrestling show with a actual audience, not just the wrestlers sitting ringside, not just an LED screen showing fans being excited. I want to see an actual show with people again, and I am excited for that. Now on to other news, which is really big news. It was officially announced as of this morning, the day of this recording, Titus O'Neil is going to be receiving the Warrior Award at the Hall of Fame ceremony, and I saw a lot of mixed criticism on it. I saw a lot of people saying, well, you know, congratulations, Titus. However, I thought Shade should have got it. I thought this, that, and that. You know, a majority of the comments I saw were saying on how Shade should have got it, you know. And let me say this about that. While what Shade did was a tremendous thing, any father in that situation, I think, would have done the same. I want y'all to really think about this, because I've been preaching this about Titus for fucking ever. Even though the man is not on TV, even though the man may not have a match, even though he may not have a storyline, he's in the back. He's not just sitting back collecting a paycheck, eating and sitting and catering. He's in the back. He's working. He's hustling. No harder than... He's hustling. He's working, man. He does tons and tons of charity work for kids. And I have been preaching... God, just put a fucking title on this man, put him out there, have him fucking working. Because I want y'all to think about this for a minute. You want to talk about for name catching, like what I was saying with celebrity aspect? Just think about this. Just pluck a random title out of nowhere. We'll say the US title. We'll say WWE Champion, Titus O'Neil helping boys and girls clubs. You know? Now, the highlight of that article is saying a WWE champion. Not saying what won, but it is still. And y'all know that's on how CNN, NBC, CBS, all that shit would fucking put it. It's business. That's on how it is. Plain and simple. I could go on about that all damn day, but that ain't why we're here. Let's get to the point of the show. It starts off Raw. It starts off with McIntyre coming out wearing a kilt, a t-shirt, and a leather jacket, jamming his sword down into the middle of the entryway, and all I can think is it really warm enough to wear a kilt, but cold enough to justify wearing a leather jacket? My brain goes to some weird places, folks. After that, Drew gets into the ring. He cuts a promo talking about, basically emphasizing on how this match coming up with him and Lashley, it's all about sacrifice. Who made the more sacrifice? You know, Drew talked about on how his mom was all the way over in Scotland doing chemo, and he was here in the US sacrificing everything he had to go and live out his dream, and as much as he wanted to come home, his mom said no, because if you do so, help me God, I will kick your fucking ass for giving up on your dream, and, you know, all this, that, and the other. Bobby comes out basically saying, I sacrificed just as much as you have. I've paid my dues just as much as you. And, you know, honestly, it's hard to be mad at Bob. You know, Bobby is supposed to be the heel in this one. But honestly, he's got a fucking point. He's put in just as much hard work. He has. You know? I don't see it. I don't see on how I'm supposed to be mad and be like, ooh, Bobby Lashley's the bad guy. Ooh, yeah, I don't want to cheer him. I don't want to cheer the bad guy. I don't want him to win. You know, I'm not seeing it. It's just, So, yeah. Then Corbin comes out talking about on how he's going to take out McIntyre, and then he's going to take his spot at Mania. And, yeah. So now we get to our first match of the night. Xavier Woods going against Uncle Allen, AJ Styles, and this was a very short-lived match, and try not to get mad when I explain this ending. AJ was leading the match, and he got the calf killer in, and just as he did, Kofi grabbed the mic, started yelling at Omos, threw it at him like you thought it was a priest throwing a thing of holy water at a demon, and then ran some circles, got inside the ring, distracted AJ and the ref, and then Woods did a fucking roll-up again on... Fuck! Fucking hate roll-up finishes. Like that. A quick fucking roll-up finish right when the match is still fresh and start and everyone... And both guys are still full of vigor and energy and have enough wherewithal to be able to kick out. Whereas if AJ was beaten and bloodied and barely able to stand or hold a thought together and then he got hit with a roll-up, that'd make more fucking sense, but no. Okay, next match. Braun Strowman in a handicap match against Elias and Jaxson. Fucking Gunner. Fucking Gunner, man. Fuck Gunner. Braun was... But as Braun was, before the match started, Braun cut a promo with the cage down, talking about on how he was bullied by guys like Shane his whole life. You know, saying on how he was dumb, stupid, this, that, and the other, and on how he's gonna beat Shane for every person that has ever been called stupid. Dude, I've been called stupid. Trust me, it's not a fucking insult. No, I have done stupid shit. And when I got called stupid, I deserve to be called stupid. You know? My parents would hit me in the back of the head. Don't be stupid, stupid. That was my lesson. And then, okay, I'm trying to sympathize with Braun here, but he did very much so did the traditional big angry giant thing with this promo and started getting mad, yelling loud, and you know, it's like the reason why I never really got interested in Hulk Hogan promos when I was a kid, because it was screaming, yelling, and then at the end, and then you got the catch line at the end. And this at the catch line at the end, he was gonna beat Shane McMahon, put him in a body bag, and then tell him on how stupid he is. Braun, if you're beating him that bad to where he's got to be put in a body bag, he's dead and he's not gonna hear you how stupid he is. You just justified on how him saying why you're that stupid. So yeah, as far as this match went, Braun was double teaming them. They got some. Braun was pretty much destroying both of them. The guys got some double team action in, you know. And I have explained this before. If you're doing a handicap match, don't do it to make the one person look good. No. The whole point of a handicap match is to make both guys look fucking good. It's to make the tag team look good. Because if you're saying that these two guys cannot beat this one individual, then this one individual is so badass, so fucking tough, that they can't beat up these two. And I get that it was supposed to make Braun look strong and all that jazz, but just, ugh. You know? It could have been done in a one-on-one and then beat up the other guy afterwards. But yeah. Braun got them both on a power slam on both of them. Yeah. So next up we got women's action. Asuka and Rhea Ripley going against Shayna and Nia Jax along with Reginald ringside. And I gotta tell you, the one thing that really stood out on me in this match was at the beginning, Asuka started out, and then she went to go tag Shayna in. Shayna was like, no, I'll come in when I'm ready. And then she tagged in, and then when she got in, and she was going to work with Nia for a minute, and then she was just like, oh, no, fuck this shit. Wham, you're in, go. You go. Now, and that stood out to me. That stood out to me. As far as the match went, you know, Asuka, she was the punching bag, and then Rhea was after the break, and then Asuka wound up getting a hot tag in, and this is where the whole point of this match paid off, which is, it was its redeeming quality, if you will. Asuka got the hot tag, cleaned up house, went up to the top to go and finish things off, and then, or not to go finish things off, but went to the top, looked like she was going to go for a missile drop kick or something, and then Rhea Ripley just, boom, shoves her off the top rope, goes, beats her up, throws her into the stairs and all that jazz, and then tosses her back into the ring, and then Shayna Baszler hits her with, pops her in the face with a knee, 1, 2, 3 after that. So, yeah. That's on how you book when you have two opponents coming up at a pay-per-view having to do a fucking tag match with each other. This is on how you do it. Next up, we got Bobby Lashley going against Cedric Alexander, which is supposed to be the payoff from last week when it was originally supposed to be a handicap against Bobby against Shelton and Cedric, but yeah, we went over that last week. Anyways, as far as this one goes, very much so what you would expect. Before the match even started, Cedric and Shelton proceeded to try and put a beating on Bobby, and it was funny because MVP was doing commentary and Samoa Joe was back, thank you Lord, and MVP was like, whoa, Joe, you remember that bar fight we got into where it was us two against those three dudes, and you got mad because I stepped in? This is pretty much that same thing. One, that sounds 1000% believable considering that it was Joe MP. And two, this is again 100% believable considering it's Bobby fucking Lashley and it's Shelton Benjamin and Cedric. I'm not taking away from from Shelton or Cedric, but Bobby Lashley's a bad motherfucker, dude. Not so much a big motherfucker, but a bad motherfucker. Yeah. Lashley pretty much murdered Cedric. You know, he had a quick little comeback at the end, but that was about it. It was very much so Lashley murdering him. He did the hurt lock on him, and then on Shelton, and they both passed out. Which, I don't know. To me, what this is telling is, come Mania, we're going to see a point where there's going to be a moment where it looks like Drew's on the verge of passing out, and then he's going to get that Hulk up, go Super Saiyan moment. So next match we got Riddle going against Mustafa Ali with Sheamus ringside for commentary. And this, yeah, nice good back and forth. Ali was leading into the break. Riddle built the comeback post-break. But when he went into the break, the part that got me was Sheamus, he's sitting there, calm as can be. He's talking normal tone, just like this. He has his hat off, sitting on the announce table. Riddle's on the outside. He picks up Sheamus' hat and starts trying to do that. Dude! That's another man's fucking hat. You don't fuck with another man's shit. That's on how you wind up having someone take a big steaming shit in your gear bag. Ugh. Fucking manners on these people, man. But yeah. Match came to an end when Riddle wound up hitting the Bro Derek. 1, 2, 3. Again, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Zeus, Yishnu, whoever hears this, please let Sheamus win. And now we come to main event of the night. Drew McIntyre against Baron Corbin, or King Corbin I should say. And yeah, Drew was pretty much leading up right from the start. He was dictating the pace. Corbin, it was very much so what you would expect for a go-home pay-per-view match. It was Drew being Drew dictating the pace, Corbin leading the pace at the end. The part that got me was, excuse me, the part that got me was at the end, MVP just point blank, getting off commentary ringside, walking up to Corbin. Corbin! The job isn't to beat him. It's to take care of him. Hands him his cane. Finish the job! So Corbin goes to try and take a shot at him with the cane and then misses, and then boom, gets popped with a claymore. 1, 2, 3, that was it. And then you see an epic stare down. Drew McIntyre in the ring. Bobby Lashley at the entryway coming down. Ooh, yeah. So, yeah, that is it, and that is it for this week's show, folks. So please, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, make sure y'all, thank you to my taking the producer, Ali Ray Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check it out on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Xbox, YouTube, all that good shit. Details are down below. Also, folks, make sure y'all follow these cool ass cats right on the Twitter. Kenny Killer, DSB_IV, Diabolica RA, Sergeant Curry Pants, and Dubs in your face. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you know me great, you hate me. Fuck this.